Need some coins for that God Squad you've always wanted? Check out rockbottomcoins.com for cheap and fast coins. Use code ZIRK for 30% off your order.
The whole thing wobbin', wobbin', wobbin'. When I come around, got the whole thing wobbin'.
What's going on, guys? It's Zirksee coming at you today with another YouTube video, and today I'm going to be going over my top 10 legends that I would like to see in Madden 21. Now, I do want to say some things before we actually get into the video. First up, when it comes to the 10 legends that I put on the list, and also there is one honorable mention because he's not really a legend, but I kind of want to throw him in there. So really, there's 11 total players, but it's not really a legend for the 11th one. You guys will see what I'm talking about when we get there. However, these players could have already been in previous Maddens, but basically any players that were not in Madden 20 are going to be on this list. So if they're in Madden 20, I didn't put them on the list because, you know, we may see them return in Madden 21. It's only players that we either A, didn't get Madden 20, or B, haven't seen them in quite a long time. But before we go any further, I do want to give a shout out to Mark Jr. 1030 for being a part of the Noti Gang. If you guys want a chance to be shouted out in the next video, drop a like in the vid, make sure you guys are subbed to the channel, turn the notification bell on, and comment down below Noti Gang. Also, guys, pack play for you guys later today. And I want to say thank you guys for all the support. If there's any of the videos you guys want to see me do similar to this, let me know down below. I also been doing prediction videos for the base elites for Madden 20. If you guys haven't seen it, I'm already doing quarterbacks, halfbacks, wide receivers, and tight ends. So make sure you guys go ahead and check those videos out. Also follow me over on twitch.tv/Zirksee. I'm going to start live streaming probably this upcoming week, so be on the lookout for that. Let's get in the video. So the first person that I would love to see come back for Madden 21 is going to be Darrelle Revis. Now, I also want to mention that I'm not going to be necessarily showing you guys, you know, the last card from these players, or even like the best card these guys had. As you guys can see, Darrelle Revis here, this is actually from Madden 16, I want to say, and he did actually have, you know, an Ultimate Legend card, and he had cards after this, but this card right here, this 96 Darrelle Revis, is the card that I specifically remember Revis for, and this is the best cornerback that I've ever used in Madden history. Yes, the best cornerback I've ever used. And actually, it's a funny story as well. I opened up 2 Christmas bundles, right, in Madden 16, both $100 bundles. Out of the topper in both of them, I pulled Darrelle Revis, and I want to say he was selling for like 1,000,000 coins. Like, he was very, very expensive. I kept one, and I sold one, and my God, this card was insane. I mean, he had 99 man, 95 zone, 95 play rate, 96 press. Not a very fast cornerback, of course. Not really Revis's style, which I'm going to be honest here, you know, personally, I like a lot of really speedy cornerbacks nowadays. I'm not really the type to go out and get like the Richard Shermans of the world because I just feel like he's too slow. But Revis is someone I would definitely make an exception for, and I need to see Revis in Madden 21. I feel like EA did a really, really good job in terms of legends and also the themed diamond promo, getting us a lot of players that we really wanted to see this year. I was super excited to see Antonio Cromartie, Taylor Mays, a bunch of really, really big name players. I feel like, honestly, every single player that's going to be on my list, we could potentially see because of how good of a job they did actually in Madden 20. And of course, Charles Woodson. This is one that everybody wants to see. Everyone wants to see Charles Woodson back for Madden 21. Now, he also did have, you know, a cornerback edition for a legend, but he also had this career tribute card right here. Now, Charles Woodson would be an insane card to have. Now, I wonder if they would do something, because you do have, you know, the alternate positions in Madden 20 where you can change someone from safety to cornerback. I wonder if they would put out like 2 different Woodson cards throughout the year. Like maybe the first one, have him as a base legend to start the year at corner, and then maybe later on as like a safety or something. That'd be kind of cool to see. But I want to see Charles Woodson in the game 110%. I really, really thought that when we saw Peyton Manning this year, I was like, okay, we got Peyton Manning, we got to get Charles Woodson now, right? And unfortunately, we never got Charles Woodson. So I feel like Charles may be like their big guy that they're going to be saving for Madden 21, and I need to see him in the game, man. Charles Woodson is a stud. Definitely make my team, and I'm sure make a lot of your guys' teams, safety or corner. Now, I have to say, with all the players they actually brought back for Madden 20, this is one I am super surprised we did not see in Madden 20, and that's Brett Favre. Now, this is actually the year in review. Brett Favre from a couple of years ago, and I have to say, I'm super, super shocked because this year, if you guys remember like the gameplay trailer and everything, their big focus was passing the ball. You know what I mean? Like bazooka, having those new abilities. Patrick Mahomes obviously on the cover. The big thing with Mahomes is he has the bazooka chemistry. I feel like Favre, with the bazooka ability, having gunslinger, all that good stuff, it would have made perfect sense for him to be in the game this year, and I'm not really sure why he wasn't in the game. So I feel like Brett Favre coming back from Madden 21 is definitely a possibility. I feel like this is one that a lot of Packers fans really wish we got. We don't have that high of an overall like a Aaron Rodgers card this year, so I don't really know why we didn't get a Favre, but I feel like he could be and should be returning from Madden 21. And another player that I would absolutely love to see return would be Andre Johnson. Again, this is his career tribute from a couple of years ago. You guys can see, Andre Johnson is not really a fast wide receiver. You guys already know that. 89 speed, 90 acceleration, has 93 overall here. But his catching stats and his run block are really why I would like to see Andre Johnson back. He's also 6'3", and who doesn't love a good run blocking wide receiver? He had 66 run block with 70 impact block, 94 catching, 94 catch traffic, 91 spectacular catch, 92 release, 89 run running. Obviously, a couple of years ago, stats are a little bit different for how he would actually look in Madden 21, Madden 20, and after the catch as well, solid. Nothing too crazy. 87 stiff arm, 84 truck, 81 juke, but again, this is only a 93 overall card that he had, but one of my favorite Andre Johnson cards, and I feel like a lot of people can agree with me here that he definitely should be in Madden 21, and again, another player that I thought would be Madden 20. Let me tell you guys, I cannot even explain how disappointed I was this year to not get Ladainian Tomlinson. I'm going to be honest, if there is one player on this entire list that I could have in Madden 20, it'd be really tough to say that for sure it's Ladainian Tomlinson, because I feel like the rest of my players in my list as well, I really, really love to see. But Ladainian Tomlinson at the beginning of the year, I wish I could find the tweet. I'm sure someone could find that tweet very easily, though. I did actually tweet out Madden 20. I cannot wait for Ladainian Tomlinson to drop this year, because his stiff arm is going to be crazy. If you guys remember the beginning of the year, really the big thing, especially in regs, if you guys played like head-to-head seasons, just like online, not really like MUT, but just online, if you play with like the regular teams, with the Dallas Cowboys, Zeke with armbar was insane. Like at the beginning of the year, armbar was actually like the kind of big thing. Obviously now we have human joystick, but we didn't have the human joystick then. It was more so evasive and armbar. LT would have been so disgusting at the beginning of the year. Like, that would have been so disgusting to see him in the game. Obviously, at a 99 overall here. He did have 99 stiff arm. This is from when he was the level master, I want to say he was the level master. 96 juke move, 97 spin move, 97 carrying, 96 speed, 99 excel. I don't know why he wasn't in the game, because I feel like he would have been disgusting to have in here with that stiff arm, give him armbar, give him evasive. He would have been so much fun to use, and I feel like he really, really missed out by not having him in Madden 20. Don't make the same mistake for 21. And another player that I'm sure you guys would definitely want to see is Kam Chancellor. Seahawks fans all year have been asking me, hey, we getting a Kam Chancellor? I kind of thought maybe we'd see a Kam Chancellor around the most feared time if they were going to just announce Kam back into the game. Unfortunately, I don't believe they got his rights for Madden 20. However, another player that I think a lot of people would love to see in Madden 21. I'm going to be honest, I've never been a huge fan of using Kam at safety, but Kam at linebacker is nasty, right? Because he has the disgustingly high hit power. Of course, Kam Chancellor is usually pretty good at coverage, and then of course his block shot is very high as well. It's just kind of like his speed. I don't like to put slower speed safeties in deep blues just because they might get torched, but having him more down towards the line of scrimmage, maybe playing in the flats, playing in the box, that's where Kam goes perfectly, and I would love to see Kam in 21. And another safety that we never got this year is Steve Atwater. Now, I know that Steve actually had a higher overall card in this year as well. I think in like a 97 Ultimate Legend from the year I'm showing you guys. But in Madden 18, this 91 overall Legend Steve Atwater that we got towards the beginning of the year was absolutely filthy. I know he only has 87 speed with 91 excel, he's only got 88 zone, but man, this Steve Atwater card played out of his mind for me with that 92 hit power, 74 block shed, 92 pursuit, and also an 89 tackling, and he's 6'3". Steve Atwater again. I feel like if we got Steve Atwater, Charles Woodson at corner, and Kam Chancellor at safety, that would potentially be like 3 players that I would definitely pick up. I think I'd pick up all 3 of these players if they were to Madden 21, as long as we don't have like a Sean Taylor, because I really do love Sean Taylor cards, but Steve just plays different. Now this one would be so much fun to have back in the game. Harold Carmichael was an Ultimate Legend. He had an LTD Ultimate Legend as well back in Madden 18. He is 6'8". Yes, you heard me right. 6'8". Harold Carmichael. 95 speed, 97 acceleration with 98 jumping. He also got 95 catching, 95 catch trapping, 97 spectacular catch, 91 route running, 96 release with an 80 run block. Incredible run blocker with a 91 juke move as well. Who doesn't want to have a 6'8" monster with insane run block and also have to catch? Honestly, not terrible. You know, he's got 91 juke move, but nothing crazy there. But overall, Harold Carmichael would just be so much fun to go up and moss people. Now, if I'm going to be honest here, this one right here is definitely more of a personal preference to have back in the game, and that's Demarcus Ware. I feel like a lot of people may not care about D. Ware, strictly because, you know, we have Lawrence Taylor, we have Jadeveon Clowney, but Demarcus Ware, as a Cowboys fan, I definitely want to see him back. This is definitely just a personal preference one. If they don't bring him back for Madden 21, I can understand because, you know, we do have a lot of good red outside linebackers in the game, but I personally just want to see D. Ware back. It's always a lot of fun to actually use him. You can see he did have 90 speed, 94 excel, 97 block shed, 98 power move. He always has pretty solid cards. I'm usually the type of person that still gets Lawrence Taylor and always uses him at red outside linebacker every year, but if they brought out a D. Ware, I could make both of them work. A big issue I feel like with Madden 20 is the scrambling ability of quarterbacks with escape artist, right? It's disgusting. It is so OP, I feel at times, especially if you have someone like with 99 speed, like Lamar Jackson, Michael Vick. You have to set up a quarterback spy, and sometimes they can really get around your quarterback spy pretty easily if you're using someone like Julius Peppers in a quarterback spy. For me, the greatest quarterback spy of all time that I have used was Jason Taylor. Jason Taylor was insane. Now you can notice here, right? He's 6'6". You see his jumping? He's got 96 jumping with 90 speed and 92 excel. Let me tell you guys about Jason Taylor here, right? In a quarterback spy, he is perfect for keeping up with some of the fastest quarterbacks in the game. And yes, literally, I want Jason Taylor back to be a quarterback spy. That's legit it. Julius Peppers does a very good job of this as well. So, I mean, you could say, well, we already have Julius Peppers, but I like having both of them. Having two extremely fast defensive ends would be nice in Jason Taylor and Julius Peppers. And also, Jason Taylor, I would literally put this man in a quarterback spy. He would sit in the middle of the field. My opponent would run a post route. My opponent would run an in route. And back when you could actually jump like ridiculously high, depending on how they threw the ball and if Jason Taylor was in the perfect position, I saw Jason Taylor intercept 15-yard in routes from a quarterback spy so many times. It's disgusting. It was absolutely insane, and I need him back. So those are my 10 legends I'd like to see in Madden 21, but there is one more player I'd like to see back, and I can't put him as a legend because he's not really a legend in the NFL at all, but I want to see Tebow back, man. I want to see Tebow back. And in general, I think I want to see Campus Heroes back. Who doesn't want to see Campus Heroes back? It was so much fun. We could get a lot of players like Johnny Manziel, Reggie Bush, who could potentially even be a legend himself, Tim Tebow. It'd be nice to see. And Tebow's just one of those guys that's so much fun to use. He's not necessarily ever going to be the best quarterback in the game, but it's Tebow time. It's so much fun to use. So with that being said, guys, that is my list of the top 10 legends that I would personally like to see in Madden 21. Go ahead and comment down below a couple legends you guys like to see. Let me know what you think about my list. I know there's a lot of other players, that we may have not seen in Madden in a couple of years. There's a ton of players in general that maybe we just didn't see this year. They were kind of confused as to why we didn't see them. So that being said, I hope you guys did enjoy the video. And if you did, make sure you guys drop a like on the video. And of course, hit that sub button down below. I'll see you guys next time.